Rosso fires back at Renault after accusations. Toro Rosso has suffered reliability issues with its Renault engines this season. Photo by LAT Photographic. Toro Rosso and engine supplier Renault are locked in a war of words after the Red Bull Junior team suffers yet more failures in Brazil.It is not uncommon for a constructor, especially if the team in question is switching engine suppliers for the following season, to make a lot of noise about how poor their current power is, but, given that the Renault factory team has been loaned the services of driver Carlos Sainz Jr., that they will continue supplying Red Bull with power unit into 2018 and that Renault are currently battling with Toro Rosso for 6th place in the standings, this situation is not a simple one. It all began to reach boiling point after embarrassing failures for Renault in Mexico. Answering questions about why Toro Rosso seemed to be affected more than most, Renault boss Cyril Abiteboul told Motorsport.com, "We are not happy with that situation, and we take it very seriously. Toro Rosso has suffered in the last couple of events much more issues than other teams, and obviously when it and number 39's happening, because of the regulations, and because of parts availability and production lead time, that and number 39's causing issues. We do have a little bit of a concern about the way that our engine is operated in the Toro Rosso car, which may explain why we have had so many issues coming from Toro Rosso specifically. There are never coincidences in this sport." Abiteboul did admit that Renault had been struggling to cope with the demand for new and reconditioned parts, but maintained that the main reason for the failures have come from the way that Toro Rosso used the engine. The response from Toro Rosso was swift and to the point, Franz Tost holding nothing back as he publicly questioned the integrity of Renault. Due to recent accusations made in the media from the team's engine supplier, Toro Rosso wishes to clarify the actual situation regarding the power units, read an official statement from the team released Saturday. It comes as a big surprise to the team that Cyril Abiteboul has suggested to the media that the problems Toro Rosso suffers with the power unit are primarily team-related, and the way in which the power unit is operated in the STR12 chassis. Toro Rosso suffered a double-engine failure in free practice 1 for the Formula 1 Brazilian Grand Prix, with drivers Pierre Gasly and Brendan Hartley completing just 6 laps between them before the. We would like to clarify that all the MGUH and shaft failures Toro Rosso has recently suffered are not associated with how the team is operating or with how the PU is integrated in the chassis. Nothing has been changed or altered in this installation during the 2017 season, other than cooling improvements mid-season. Since the summer break, Toro Rosso has suffered continuous power unit-related failures, and the resulting grid penalties has cost the team points and relative positions in the Constructors' Championship. One of the primary reasons for the issues we are seeing is the lack of new power unit parts available. In Toro Rosso's case, the team is constantly having to change parts from one PU to another during the weekend and, on many occasions, is forced to run old specification assemblies. The last race in Mexico saw only 2 cars out of 6 finish the race, highlighting the poor reliability. We mustn't forget that they are fighting with Toro Rosso for a better position in the Constructors' Championship, as suggested by Mr. Abiteboul. The situation may not be a coincidence, but it is certainly not due to STR's car. This response has left Renault fuming, and they are now looking at whether the comments of Toro Rosso can be treated as a breach of contract, as the suggestion of unequal treatment could be seen to bring the Renault brand into disrepute. If Renault does take this view, Toro Rosso could be left without power units for Abu Dhabi or even Sunday's Brazilian Grand Prix, but, equally, Sainz could be called back in spite. This dispute has the potential to get very messy, very quickly. By Sam Hall. Formula 1 Racing.